The
So
recording just started.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with few sub introduction, I will start. Like I'm Dr. Vibhuti Bikamaditya, uh, director of the company called Smart Electronics Private Limited. This company is an electronics and semiconductor R&D company, working mainly into the medical electronics devices, non-electronics and nanotechnology based devices. So we have few products in the market, and we already have released medical electronic devices into the market. And one major product is now coming up within 1 2 months for the market, and for that we are looking for major investors. Now in Bihar, the state of Bihar, where we are here in Patna, I was working for the South Korean company in South Korea for many years. Then I came back to India, started my own. So my vision was to start some electronics lab in Bihar. So when I came back to Bihar, I started my own the company. That is with now we are under IIT Patna. We are associated with the IIT Patna, IIT Hyderabad, Bangalore Bioenergy Center, and NXP Semiconductor is our mentor. So going ahead for this program now, we thought of with along with the many people, you people all, some main guiding force is Sanjeev Sharma, Sanjeev Misra ji. We discussed about long back about starting some R&D, semiconductor industry in Bihar. That kind of packaging. That was the initial kind of discussion we had. Discussion in IIT Patna, we had a good discussion. We had a meeting there, and then in IIT Patna, in CDAC Patna, we had a good meeting. Then we formed one society. That society is under construction, under formation. Then we thought of let's start something with the trading activities in Bihar. Because the Bihar government has also now focused on the semiconductor. They have some plan to have some semiconductor fab in Bihar. So, but we found that there is a gap between the semiconductor factories and the students. Students and the engineers are not at all in India. Is has now focused on the is good for the companies, semiconductor companies, because they have not made for that kind of. So there should be one training program we should launch where we will be focusing on the we will be preparing the students or engineers for the semiconductor factories. So this is the main focus of the objective of the program. That is why we called everyone to come here and discuss that how we all can be associated and give training, imparting training to the students, maybe engineers, maybe the students, so that they can be prepared for the next level for the semiconductor factories. This is by our own focus object to the program. So we have made for initiation one 7 days oriented program we formed, and for that we are looking for the students and engineers to come and join for 7 days. This is just a orientation program. I have shown everything to the website. You can check it and we can discuss it later on. But first part is the initial introduction part. So we will introduce ourselves first, then we'll go have a discussion for that. So next, after me, maybe Ashok Mishra ji will talk about himself and what kind of expertise he can contribute to us in this program.
Right. Thank you, Vibhuti. And I think it's a great initiative that some of you have come together and trying to develop a local ecosystem out there, which is in true sense of the word is a greenfield ecosystem. And what you folks have signed up for is humongous. I think you should keep that in mind. Uh, so by way of introduction, I'm Ashok Mishra. I have been in semiconductor industry for about 26 years now, and two parts of my career. First part, I was usual corporate operator, worked for many multinational companies, Intel, Qualcomm, ARM, uh, to name a few. And then you know 2013, after 14 years in corporate, I left my job started a design services company, which is, of course, you know, just say a preferred hunting ground for semiconductor entrepreneurs in country, because the entire world comes to shop for services in India, so it's a low hanging fruit. And of course, relatively speaking, everything is tough. um, I ran that company for 5 years, sold it to a French company, and then went on to do various things. And one of them was to work with the Reliance Industries to help them formulate a plan for semiconductor manufacturing, opportunity and investment. I worked there for 2 years. I headed that initiative, but then Reliance decided to, wait for some time before they get into semiconductor. So I came out. Last about year and a half, I've been consulting with many large companies again to help them find right technology partner, to help them figuring out the right investment avenue in semiconductors and in hardware. So I would say that the horizon have widened quite a bit, from a semiconductor circuit design engineers doing cache memories, then running a design services companies, to get into side of manufacturing, where I won't claim any expertise, but I do understand that as an ecosystem very, very well now, I can say. From there to now, PCB components, modules. So last 2 years, I have done quite a bit of it. I am in board of PwC as a semiconductor expert advisor in India. Work with the partner there. 6 months back, I have started my third stint in entrepreneurship. I run a company called Arithrak Technologies, and I'm trying to build certain systems. Idea is to do semiconductor systems as well as software. So I have that kind of expertise within my company. And the area of interest, anything which computes, connects, and handles sensitive data, everything is area of interest to me. Early days, but this is what I'm doing right now. So that's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Sir, Sanjeev sir, now Sanjeev Misra ji. Sir,
Hey, so I think I'm introduced to all of you, and Ashok ji what was for very brief time. Okay, in a just recently few months back in a symposium in Bangalore. So nice to see you, Ashok ji, once again.
Yes, Sanjay.
Okay, yeah, a very short stint about myself. I would say I started as Ashok ji said, worked in a couple of company like ST Microelectronics, Intel, Western Digital, and now I am into L&T Semiconductor. Okay, so and my domain has been, I started my career with with board design on telecom, and then developing various telecom system, and then in ST Microelectronics I joined uh, ST Ericsson's venture for the mobile, right? So I started developing various mobile systems and products, and thereafter I started my career from system and board development to validation. I did validation for around 15, 16 years. Then I moved into test engineering. So test engineering, characterization. So these are my forte. So right now I am still doing job. I could not dare to venture out and try to do something of my own. But recently got connected to few stalwart like Sanjeev ji and Vibhuti ji, right? And thought of doing something in Bihar, right? And before that also, at my personal capacity, I was trying to come to my region, right? Look at the various, uh, you know, aspect of the poverty, and then thought of doing few other initiative also, which is not connected to semiconductor. So primarily, the whole objective was that I discussed, brainstormed with many of the people of the diaspora from the eastern region of India. And eastern region of India, as you are all aware, what I felt that despite having a lot of good stuff, we are not able to bring in industry. for XYZ reason. I don't want to go into that. But then the idea came into that, can we together do something, right? For that, I started exploring various aspects of the Bihar government and other things, right? To try to understand what the IT ministries are doing and what the policies are, and on so forth. So, at the end of the day, I am not very convinced that Bihar government will at on its own will do something. But right now, the political atmosphere seems to be little better, right? At least now the election is fought not on basis of divisive forces, but on the basis of development, what can be done. So then, even the people or the people in the government, they are also looking for some aspects which can bring in, skill development, and connected to skill development is employment. So looks like atmosphere is right, but not very convinced that people who have been used to certain way of doing things will come and fall in the line what we who has experience in the corporate world feel that how the business and stuff should be done. But let's see, we'll so that was the whole idea. If some good brain we to all together come up, we can, fill the gap of one another, and try to see if we can do something. Now, doing some initiative in the semiconductor or ESDM or anything in the eastern part of the India would be very, very, good for the region, because we have very good talent pool is there, but unfortunately those talent pool are migratory. Even in Bengal or Bihar, right, even the people getting out of education, they go and take a lot of good PhD, but then they work outside, there is no scope. So if we can bring in some sort of get together, bring in, some sort of traction. I don't have an exact definition of what is the meaning of traction, but some sort of push, even a small initiative from our side can be, can show some way. So even Ashok ji is there, right? He has a lot of experience. Sanjeev ji, if we can all get together and bring something like, what Safal was doing, right? And you have been part of that journey. So if we can replicate that journey somehow in Bihar and see what can be done, that would be good part. That would be, a short thought that is going on in my head.
Thank you, Sanjeev Mishra ji. Uh, now, Sanjeev Sharma ji, please, sir.
Okay, so namaste everyone. My name is Sanjeev, and mm, I don't have a very vibrant career, but I started my the post college. I started my journey as an analog engineer with Wipro, and was there for almost a decade, doing various things in the analog engineering. When Wipro acquired a company, German company called New Logic, I moved to the Wipro New Logic entity, and that's how I started understanding the virtue of the intellectual properties, or say like your own designs, which dictates the strategic chipsets and all. And post Wipro, I got into a startup journey kind of a thing. In between, I went for a management studies. But yeah, and that's how my journey in uh, the semiconductor, sorry, the startup semiconductor semicon startups has started. And good thing was there that stint also helped me to connect with so many good people in the in India and abroad, who are into a deep uh, the technology side kind of a thing, and then uh, driving the industry in a very very pragmatic way, right? So that's what I can say. So in India, there are so many people who are doing the policy advocacies, and then wanted to do something for the ecosystem, and that's where me and Ashok and some good, the friend of us, we worked on Safal project, and we were very keen to see like okay how we can support the fabless industries in India. So that was like one of the skills I can say like okay both of us shares this ecosystems developers kind of a thing or a evangelist kind of a thing. Some 9 years back, I moved to Sweden, and then here I started uh, a, a sustainability tech company called Excel Dots, which has a more focus on the water sustainability side. But at the same time, I was also very active in terms of understanding the EU semiconductor ecosystems, especially the Nordic side. The Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark. So they are small countries, but good thing that I realized that there are a lot of government supports goes for a very high quality research, and many of the very prominent researchers are there who are the driving the research in a very professional way. And when I'm saying the professional way means the research outputs are really very useful. They generate very high quality patents, and also many times they solve the industry problem. So these are the two very interesting aspects that I noticed. Only thing was there like okay, many of these research outputs doesn't go till the commercializations part of it because these countries are small, and people like to innovate the new things kind of a thing. But nevertheless, we cannot discount the quality of research whatsoever being produced here. And during that exercise, I met several people, and many of them are like very close friend of mine too. And also it's for me like one way to gain a lot of knowledge in new areas, especially the compound semiconductor, the silicon carbide, indium phosphide, and MEMS side kind of a thing. So I happened to meet Mikhail and deliberate on several things. Anyway, Mikhail will give his introductions. I'm also working with Bo Hamilton, who is close friend of Mikhail, and he is a serial entrepreneur in field of silicon carbide and those kind of a thing. There are so many good people at KTH, Uppsala universities, Link Shopping, Lund universities. In the Finland, so there are so many good people out there. So I'm just trying to extend my role whatsoever I used to do in India as like more collaborator or evangelist for the ecosystems kind of a thing. And technology side, I have a fairly good knowledge on engineering, I must say, and then also how the semiconductor ecosystems works like. And these days, I'm trying to build my expertise or know-how on the non-CMOS side as well as. So I will stop here, but very much open to leverage the strength whatever we are bringing together as a team here. So yeah, that's about me.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Now, I would like to request Michael to introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you very much, and very nice to be here. And like Sanjeev mentioned, me and Bo, we are have been long time in this. I will actually show you. This is silicon carbide from 1997, when I was young student and we were growing. So I'm a crystal grower and work with manufacturing. So that's my interest. And then we have little larger crystals, but these are like 20 years ago, many years ago. But then everything was new. And over time, have made a transition from researcher to a little bit more entrepreneurial. So we made a startup company in graphene on silicon carbide. The technology transferred to Japan about an epitaxial method for silicon carbide for other purposes than power electronics. So then I became a little bit more entrepreneurial. And then I also participated in our region. There are activities to make more usefulness. So then what Sanjeev talked about, how can we make region to benefit? Then I have experience from European programs for regional economic growth. So that has become one of my interests. And since these things take a long time to come to market, and especially from a material to market, then we need to also involve the young people. So I have at university we had some courses on silicon carbide and wide bandgap materials, and then I started my own courses related to explain semiconductors for people who did not have semiconductor background, so non-experts, and also environmental physics. So then it was a big challenge for me to explain semiconductors for people who are not used to words like band gap and conduction band. So it was a good exercise for me. Still, it's very difficult to explain to a non-expert. But this has been my interest, how to transfer knowledge. And I was 26 years at Linköping University, and there we had good collaboration with equipment makers. They are innovative, and then we develop processes for the silicon carbide and other things. So Sweden is very innovative in new things, but since we don't have any industry which is closely linked with the silicon carbide applications, then it has not been booming in Sweden. So things they migrate to other countries. Uh, but this and now I have interest to, and then 2016 I formed my company first on the side of my university activity, and then 4 years ago I left university to be fully on my own. I can make my own decisions, and I don't need to uh, bother about the overhead costs. They are stealing a lot of money at the university for things which are not useful. But in general, it is very difficult to be a researcher at university because there are more good researchers, things are going, but I'm not interested in writing papers anymore. I have more than 200 papers in co-author, author, and different collaborations, but now I want to make usefulness, not only companies for my own interest. I want things to happen more. So then I have been active also with transfer of knowledge, and in my company, I'm active with transfer of knowledge and some silicon carbide development, but this is mainly a transfer of knowledge activity. And actually, what you see here in my name here, this is in Swedish, it means future from research. So I have an outreach activity, and I have a YouTube channels where I explain things in simplified ways. So that's why I have this name. My name is Michael, but this is my YouTube channel for the Swedish one. And then I also have a platform for semiconductors and silicon carbide for non-experts. So there I share things and I try to explain things, update in a simplified way, because now we are thinking semiconductors and educate people in the semiconductor details. But if we can make other people, lawyers, AI people, who are not experts in semiconductors, but if we train them a little bit about semiconductors, then they will apply their know-how to semiconductors, and then semiconductors will grow more because the non-experts become involved. And anyway, the semiconductors are used in the society, and then it becomes they become involved anyway. But if we train them a little bit so they have knowledge and insight, and also the build their networks and ecosystem, there will be more ideas and more things will happen. And over time, it would be more jobs because we are doing this skill development and training and transfer of knowledge and all those activities. And one of the latest things, which is related to maybe Ashok, you're about sensitive data. I started, I found a collaboration with other people who are experts in sharing data using digitalization to make values for business and sustainability. And then there can be digital assets of the data from the hardware products and things. And there is and now we have our own pilot in silicon carbide where we test this in the research project. But it's very sensitive to balance sensitive data and to use the data for optimizing things and create values. But this can be done, and there's no need to share the actual data because you can share it the outcome of it. Someone can have yes, no answers. And there, I think is a big opportunity to make a competitive edge to establish manufacturing. They manufacture silicon carbide, they do the things and then continue the traditional old way. But if we start manufacturing and educate the people and include the digitalization, then we create the physical assets in addition to the digital assets in addition to the physical assets. And actually, when we can evidence these things, energy, CO2 savings, there will be a sustainability asset. So
Right.
that asset will one day be part of companies' book accounting. And when you think of this, you have the physical asset. Company has some product, they have IP, patent, process, machines, but then you have these additional ones. And if you, and we anyway, like in Europe, there is now that you must share data. If you're selling something, you must tell where does this come from, and you have to tell this using digitalization, so you evidence things, so it's transparent, everything is clear, and there are things like digital product passports from European Commission, data spaces, so they will happen anyway. So since we share data, we can make smart ways of making more business out of it. So this I've learned about during 3 years. It was very confusing for me 3 years ago about these things, but now I've been exercising, and there are people who are experts, and Sanjeev have met them also. So now we are thinking, how can we apply this to the? But it has to be with new things. So when there's new manufacturing and new activities, and also the students, they will have verified their activities by the digitalization because they will have digital wallets and other things which confirm their CV. PDF CV will be obsolete, those things. So and then it was very nice matching with Ashok's mention of the sensitive data because that is certainly things in the semiconductor. So over the years, 30 years, I have many different experiences. That's why I'm talking so much about different things.
Thank you, Michael. Actually, your experience will help us in many ways. Maybe from going from teaching students from design to manufacturing, your experience will certainly help them.
And
And one thing
what
is that, yeah,
what Mikhail has not mentioned, he has been conducting a lot of training sessions and workshops with many of the Indian industries, and also collaborating with several experts from India, and of course global experts. That's how he has to wake up in the very early in the morning. But I have updated Mikhail about the new facilities whatsoever we have at IIT Patna about this thin film lab, and he was very excited to have more updates and you know from that facilities. But yeah, I mean these are the two missing information was there. I thought of filling up kind of thing.
and
Yes, yes, thank you. And
I
actually,
was
last year I had a course together. I have some other collaborations, and then we actually made a semiconductor course at CSJM University. So then we had 16 lectures over the weekends, and it was a good exercise for getting started on that and understanding more Indian culture and so on. So we have previous experience and material already from training in India.
Thank you. So I was updating him that on silicon carbide there is semiconductor manufacturing facilities coming into India
Mm.
in Orissa state. So maybe after 1 year this will be finalized. I think factory will be ready to have a manufacturing facilities. Okay, going ahead. Uh, Now I think Mridul Sen Gupta will introduce about himself. Yeah. Then
So
we'll come.
yeah, we are two persons here from one window speaking. So me and Munmun have some common overlaps. We started our journey from University of Calcutta. There we have graduated and masters we have done, and then we have done some research on different zones. Like me on the zone of FinFET, she's on I think
Strain silicon.
okay, so then we have joined a company called Intera Systems. That was the only one company that was that time in Kolkata, which was in the core company, that is the silicon. That means our chip design company. So after that, we diverged from that company to other companies like Synopsys. We have joined in different timeline. Also left in different timeline. Next, I joined Invecus. She joined Intel through
Synapse.
Synapse, and we
More or
have
less, our career is quite parallel. I mean, we were
yeah.
classmates. Then we decided to do all the works together. So we just got married and still working together. Left the job, returned to Kolkata, started Tech Simplified TV, and for last 6 years we are working with that, publishing video content tutorial for students, early engineers, and writing those videos in terms of text so that language barrier can easily be crossed, because we have viewership from 90 plus countries, almost 100 plus countries we get viewership. And last 1 year was a little bit roller coaster, I would say, because we started the podcast, live podcast, with the same blue background, and we keep on talking. Both Sanjeev sirs, Sanjeev Sharma sir and Mishra sir, both were my guest, and and that way we started actually more than I'm a very talkative person, so before and after podcast, we talk on many topics in the inside studio. From there, number exchange and talking, and that thing started. And recently, I reached out to Bibhuti sir, because I'm very keen to, and for almost 1 year I'm shouting why we don't get any company in eastern side, why only Bangalore, why not in Patna, why not in Kolkata. Many people think I'm a mad person. Anyway, so that's why I wanted to connect to Bibhuti sir, because he is working. It's not really easy to work in eastern side of the country, because people and politicians both do not have that awareness about what we are missing out. Actually, we can have it, we can have revenue from that, and that revenue can be used in development, and they can use it during their election. That simple thing they need to understand, and in that ambience working is a very tough work, and the Bibhuti sir is doing that. So from there, these I mean, I got an invitation. We are really honored that to get part of this initiative. We got invitation, and today in front of you people, I'm here.
And I would like to say one small thing about the Semiconductor podcast. After starting the channel, we have grown, and we have got the attention of the youngsters, mainly the grad students, post grad, and 1 to 3 years experience. And then we thought that the leaders, right, they need to be placed in front of the young generation, so that they have stalwarts, icons whom they can follow. And honestly speaking, in Indian landscape, no general media, they are covering this particular frequency band.
Exactly.
And no one was covering that, and that is a very deficiency, because you cannot grow fully until or unless you follow a leader. You have to have their vision, mission, their advice, their wiseness. That has to come from the person, their journey, and one has to come, one has to know. And our general media, they are running after the cricket, running after the movies, running after the chaos that is happening, but constructively this space was vacant. So this thought came into our mind. We started a few podcasts initially, and they were, I think, getting traction. So it ran, I think, how many episodes we have covered now? I think 40 plus?
43. Next episode will be 43.
43 episodes.
And right now,
Uh,
I think I have got two more guests, Mikhail and Mishra Ashok sir. Both. I would
Yes.
request you to please come to podcast and say. I would have a 10 to 15 questionnaire, with 10-15 questions, and we can have podcast if you
Yes,
agree.
yes.
Officially, I will send you invitation.
Seriously, our next generation, who will be maybe who are studying in school, since this video is live, although it will be recorded in the YouTube, it will stay there. It will stay there. Anyone anytime wants to replay it, they can replay. Live audience, they are watching, and later on, so the
Yes.
next generation, they must have the vision. So we together invite you, Mikhail and Ashok Mishra ji, and please come to our podcast. So our young generation, they will have to see the stalwarts. They have to feel who are leaders and how they can inspire in the youngsters for their life journey.
Yes, this is very good. And one thing which is important for us to remember is that we may be leaders, but one day we will be too old and they will be leaders. So we should
Exactly.
inspire them. And several times, presentations, webinars, and things are nice, but often they are inspired when they meet. If they sit next to one at lunchtime or something. So then I'm actually very favorable of making video interviews by, for example, Zoom. You know these the TV shows when there's a guest and a host, and then they ask, "How was your life? What have you been doing?" And then they talk, and people they sit in the sofa, and people watch them. Oh, this is so fantastic. So similar we can do with researchers that we have a thing like that. So then they're asking, Ashok, what have you been doing? What is your experience? Tell me now. And then it's like a discussion, but for that. So I admire very much that you started this and now you have a track
Thank
record
you.
with these 43 episodes and bring up, and this is truly unique. And there we can inspire much more than traditional semiconductor courses and things, and be unique in that way.
You must know Dr. Mary Haley from Finland. She is
Yes, yes.
Yeah, she is
she
a good
was
friend of us.
one of the guests. She
Mm.
came to
She is a
TSP.
good friend of us.
Yes. And that
Yes.
was very nice episode, a very nice episode. All of my guests, they have their unique journey. Amazing. Every episode is different from the other. So
And everyone has their unique journey, their own
Yeah,
obstacles,
this
their
is
own way of crossing that obstacle and achieving new heights. So that actually that will
very
inspire the next
interesting.
generation.
yes.
Thank you,
I think
Mridulji and Pridul and Munmun both. And
Thank you, sir.
actually, you both are the ideal semiconductor couple. I can say right now, and you are working very hard in West Bengal to have
Rather an PN junction diode.
it's a and so
And
uh,
we are
I,
like a buried layer.
I tell you, I tell you very frankly that the idea of meeting all the expert here was Mridul's idea. I like Mridul's idea. That let's before starting any program, let's have some meet the expert program, so that we will float the same idea to the market and people will come to join us as a participant. So and we'll make it live. So that was the first program that we will making it live. This program completely. So going ahead from the next round session, the first session we have completed the introduction part. Actually, the first program, when I was talking to Sanjeev Sharma ji earlier, that we will be starting from the orientation program, then we'll go for the workshops, then we'll go for the short 6 months program and 1 year program. We will be giving the name something called Silicon Spark of this institution, where the only training will be imparted, VLSI on the semiconductors. So right from the design to manufacturing and packaging. Uh, this is our proposed idea. Now, have you all gone through the the brochures or course content of this
Yep.
7 days program? We have made it something like completely basic. We will be giving training to the students, only basic idea about these subjects, from right from the design, digital electronics, to FPGA, to some Xilinx and workshops, Xilinx some training sets, and then we'll go for the backend on a FPGA, and then we'll go for the complete implementation, kind of chip implementation program, and then after the implementing chip completely, then we'll go for the packaging and testing kind of material, but all in 7 days. The meaning is that we will be not going deep inside into the program, but we will be giving some kind of small introduction for 2 3 hours introduction. So this is our first program, so we'll be going like that. Any kind of you have any comment, then please. Sanjeev ji has a comment, and
Yes.
Sanjeev Mishra, yeah, please, sir.
No, just I wanted to understand because I was a little surprised to see my name, right? So I'm not very much aware that what type of background work has been done, right? So I would be little bit cautious about what is our objective, what is our target audience, because we don't like want to be, one of the peop same thing many other people are doing, right? And if it is helping or not helping, right? We are not here to replace 2 years of masters of VLSI, right? See, if we are not, then what is the effectiveness we want to bring out? So those philosophical questions has to be very, very clear. And then accordingly, once we are aligned on those things, that we what what uniqueness we are trying to offer, right? So see, I am among you, all of you are entrepreneurs, but I am still working, right? So it's a different way I am looking at the things. I feel that it should be impactful and meaningful rather than just doing something for the sake of doing. So it would be much better to first align, you know, understand what, and these type of questions are there in my mind, that what we are trying to achieve in 7 days. If there are some people who are already expert and they have some doubt, so at best, if you want to have a meaningful impact, those doubt clearance can be done. Another thing could be you give an overview of something. You cannot teach end to end in 7 days, whatsoever is the expertise level of nobody. And as you know, that semiconductor, whether it's fab to fabless, we have several verticals. Everything required expertise. And with my recent experience with L&T Semiconductor, which was a fully funded startup, we landed up in making 65 verticals, mammoth vertical. You don't know how big is the things, right? From product to qualification to test engineering to fab interface. If we started making vertical, and landed up in 65 verticals. Now, many startup do not do such typical thing. One person wear the hat of seven or eight verticals. That is all possible. But what I essentially want to say is that semiconductor, though nowadays everybody is speaking about semiconductor, it is basically a very deep dive in each of the point that you touch upon. So 7 day or 8 day program, that is one of my curiosity I have. I have fully not understood what is the impact that we are going to make, and especially who are the audience. How are we going to monetize on these things, right? Are Mridul and Munmun, they are going to somehow they have got connection in 8090. Are we going to be international, or are we going to be local? I have not very clear. So maybe these are the thoughts as we discuss. If these questions are cleared up, right, it will be more good and more motivating to participate in that.
Yeah, I will be trying to give the answers. First is that this is not, though this is the research focused locally trained to train the local investors for making them guide for the semiconductor manufacturing or design. But this is, there is no limitation that a student will be from specific area. No, anywhere from from the world they can be the students. First thing, this will be the like we will be taking charge of the training. Like for orientation program, we have written something 1,500 rupees, 1,500 rupees for 7 days program. Similarly, if you are going for the other kind of workshops, then it will be charged, and all the experts will be given, something kind of remuneration, or you can say per class basis. We will be giving them. So we will be going for completely in a professional way. You can say that there's one program started by ISC Bangalore. The name is something Splint or something name is there. They have also hired all the experts from different industry, and they are giving training to the
And
students,
I am aware
engineers.
of this. Talent Sprint is that, and they charge nowadays. They are charging huge amount,
Yeah.
3 to 4 lakhs rupees. They are charging.
On the same lines, we will be working on. everyone will be charged, and every experts will be given their due, amount, whatever we will be deciding. Yes, sir. And
Yeah.
then
So
the,
Biruti, just a interruption. See, if we talked about talent sprint or ISC, couple of things that will differentiate here. Those are very, 8 month, 9 month courses, right? And this is a full, 4 hours weekend classes are there. And they, for all the verticals, they have expert, they call in either industry or college. And they have a well, that's what my whole point was. They have a well, documented what they are going to teach in every class, what they are going to teach. Each and every classes has been, very well hourly basis. Say this topic, how many hours? That type of meticulous planning has been done. So I'm not sure when you are starting, but whether this planning has already been done, I am not aware.
no, we will be going that way only. But for initiation, we'll start this program, 7 days program for testing that how we can manage. For this is the first program, orientation program, where we'll see that how many students are coming, from where they are coming, and we will trying to catch up the maximum number of students, so that maybe after next program we will be completely formulate all the process and all. Though already we have formulated, make made a draft for process, all the contents, course contents, everything we have made.
Okay. And have we also tying up means to make if there are some student with some relatively less number of years of experience, maybe also trying to see where we can place them because that
Yeah,
would
that's why I'm
be,
saying that, that is why one of the major focus is this, like the students, if not from the orientation program but other programs also, for workshop and all, we will try to help them in their making good career, making different company, placing in the different companies. That is why we are calling all the industrial experts to come in and join us for this training. Yeah, Sanjay Bisi.
yeah. No, no, sorry. These were a few of my, initial comment because I am joining you guys for the first time, right, on for this topic. Otherwise, I know all of you. So, so that was my curiosity. What is the planning? And you said that we are starting from 15th. So that was little no for my side because it looks like to be a very short notice to be planned and brainstorm and discuss, right? So I would request if things have not been completely cooked up, right? So let us get together, brainstorm more to have a impactful. If we are doing something, let it be impactful, and uh, and if there are some gaps, let's try to pull in other people where we can, bridge those gap and have a something that is impactful and meaningful.
Yeah, that's fine. We have started the process. We have to. Uh, I have already sent all the requests to the government officials, to government departments, and colleges. Whatever we have in our group. I talked to many TPOs of the colleges, during colleges. They have already got my invitation. Uh, uh, First, in the till 10th of this December, we'll see that how many students have been registered, and then we'll see that if it is required to extend the date of the orientation program, we'll do that. We'll meet again and we'll discuss and decide. But see that till 10th of this month, that how many students have been registered, then we'll go ahead. I think Midul and they will also live. We'll make this program live. Then we'll send it to many social media, print, print social media to have a advertisement kind of. Then actually we'll see the result after that. We have not started yet the program live. We have not announced yet. You can say that after this program meeting program, we'll announce to the in the social media that we have launched this program like this, something like.
Yes, we can. For that, we can take snippet of the whole recording. The session is whole. We are recording it. We can take a snippet of this, and those snippet can be used with some writing post, write up post, in from all of our handle we can do it. Yes, and that is possible.
Yes.
Any more
Another
comments, please? Yeah.
yeah, another thing is that I would like to rephrase this course as a pilot initiative, as I have understood from Vikramaditya sir that this is a pilot which will be launched first. If the pilot goes well, or if something plus or minus, that will be accordingly taken care in the next um,
Yes, that's right.
subsections. Yes.
My 2 cents is there, like, okay, since this is going to be an online session, and then we don't know which type of participant would be. I'm also, agree with Sanjeevji's viewpoint, because in that case, the audience will be diversified kind of a thing, right? So we cannot structure the program like, okay, because we don't know the need, right? So the other side kind of a thing, right? So it has to be little generic in the nature and more thought provoking kind of a thing, and also set a an example, right? That, hey, we have a pool of good people to interact with kind of a thing, and then we need to come up with a more specialized plan where we know the requirement and we should be able to address them pragmatically, right? So that in that case we have to probably work closely with the institutions, and then the set of the students who, or the participants who want some very specific training. But in the so those things you cannot do like a generic the advertisement and then bring everyone whoever wants to participate. So it has to be a bit generic, thought provoking, and then also it should sense that, okay, what sort of an opportunity, learning opportunity is available in the different section of or the verticals of the semiconductor side kind of. So yeah, I mean that's my opinion, but requires a lot of planning, as you people understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
there is a uh, there is a program which IESA runs called Campus Connect. Okay, and Campus Connect is it's not a structured program which takes you from say from semiconductor circuit design all the way to manufacturing, packaging, and all, but it is designed in a way where some expert physically visits the campus or campuses. And this could be even plus two, not necessarily engineering. I mean, it could be 11, 12 students, okay? And they talk about the industry, the interesting snippets, and it is more like, exciting people about the field of semiconductors, and guide people if they want to pursue it. Right? It's a well-oiled program. It's been running from last 2, 3 years, maybe more, and there has been good content created. The people who visit and make those presentation. In fact, even one of us can visit and you know deliver that content. Right. I think at the very beginning, what is important that if we are looking for uh, looking to sort of create, you know, sow a seed in the eastern part of India, you have to start from the bases, which are colleges, right? Sanjeev is very well connected in IESA ecosystem. I can also put a word. And if someone, Vibhuti, you and or Mridul, you can drive it. I mean, because IESA can be a very busy and laggy organization at times. So you got to be on top of it, follow up, and then I can give a nudge as and when required, or since you can do the same, and see if you start from there, right? Uh, Doing a virtual program for people who have, let's say, not the most oriented towards semiconductors can be really uninviting, let me say boring, right? So if we start something like that, and what would be good if we can uh, create some stakeholders, even if it is somebody in education department in the government, right? Because then it makes it more meaningful. And IESA as an industry body, when its involvement is there, it becomes a lot more easy, because see, as an individual it becomes difficult, but as an industry body it's always easy to uh, to engage with the stakeholders there. The third thing is that if you're talking about, I mean, if the larger goal is to do something about the local ecosystem there, right? Then see, if you're thinking only in terms of training people, skilling people, you'd skill people in West Bengal and you'll skill people in Bihar, and they'll all come and join another a job in Bangalore, right? That's not what you want, right? I think if you work closely with the government there, I mean, I'll give you one example. Uh, Haryana has this direct benefit transfer scheme of government called Parivar Pehchan Patra, which is a smart card based system, right? So let's say that we'll do a and there are a lot of welfare schemes in both of these states, right? You say we'll create the technology ecosystem. It'll require semiconductors, it'll require system design, it'll require software, right? If either of you through your connects using IESA as a platform can convince the government to sign up for one such program to run a pilot, then everything done can be done holistically. It would actually be a very, very big win, right? Creating a small incubator locally there, then it'll be a big win. So what I'm saying is, uh, uh, skilling is great, uh, but it should not be skilling. It should be seen as engagement with the student community. That is number one. Number two, if the larger goal is to develop the local ecosystem, then there are no shortcuts. You have to engage with the local governments there, and if you can get the industry body in play, that will be the one of the appropriate uh, paths to take to achieve the goal. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's my opinion on what is being initiated.
Yeah, actually, we were already talking to the government body, Minister of Electronics and IT, Government of India. Last time we had discussion with them, and somehow we could not manage. They could not manage the program. So that is why we wanted to start this thing. And we already have. We are going to form one society. We already know that Bihar Electronics and Semiconductor Association. That decision will come up in maybe a month or two. We have already started the process for that. So that will take care of later on. But because that there all these things were taking a time, so we thought let's start something, so that let's have some initial thing. We already have many people in the local level. I can add the government officials. I can include the CDAC. We can include the our own under our own society, which is going to be formed after a month or two, legally. Then they will start. We will be under that umbrella. But we thought just start, so that we should not be much delayed
Sure,
like that. Yeah.
sure.
Yes, I agree with this, and my experience from these regional development activities. This is actually something pushed by European Commission that regions should do better. Then they get the funding to support the regions, and then there are big plans and stuff and so on. But then they don't have somewhere to start. They make nice plans, but there's no. So then I have experienced that if we start something which we want to do and build it up and align it with these things, then it will be relevant for the region. But we start something on our own to create something to happen, and then they will be very, very happy with that something has already started, and that we align with the local things, the government and so on, so it's not deviating to something. So it has to go into the things. But then we add on, and also experience I had when we built up materials arena. Then it was idea, okay, advanced materials is a strong topic, but there was no plan of things. But then we made a workshop, invited people to come, and then we saw who were active, and then we talked more with those. And then the second workshop we planned, from the people who were active in the first watch. So then we were always relying or making our activities based on active people who wanted to do something now. In many cases, we have plans and we think that these should be involved, but they are actually not active because they have some other focus or things. Then it's no meaning to persuade them. But then there can be other ones who are more active, and later on these will come. Just starting with something and then let it grow. This is I agree fully with that approach.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Michael. So we all are agree that we should start this initial program, first program, orientation program.
Yes.
Uh, any doubt? Like, yeah.
One suggestion here, on as well as production of contents. We actually watch many of the online webinars. Uh, Generally, these webinars they put a 2 months uh, kind of time frame before they actually beam that. I have joined cloud computing few days back in November, and I think last this week I have joined a Indo-Japan Tech Conclave kind of thing. Both of the things were floated 2 months earlier, and they kept reminding, and people joined. So it takes some time for the social media even to propagate the thing, and come say we post it multiple times from each of our participants, right, who are presenting, so that it reaches the maximum number of interested people. So at least some time frame have to be given, at least 1 month or 2 months, something like that, so that we accumulate people in the online world. If it is an offline world, I think already multiple suggestion came, because to join hand with the government or take clusters of colleges and reach out to them. So there are two methods, for one for online and one is for offline. And in one point, I think if we have started today, we are discussing sometime. I think there will be a hybrid, online and offline together might happen somehow, maybe down the line. So looking ahead for that. So that was my thought I shared.
Okay, so I think your point, your point, Sanjeev, these points are is I think is okay. Can we discuss it later on, maybe around 15th or 10th of this month, that when this extended date should be? That suggestion you have made, that minimum 2 months is required for starting any program, that is also fine. Uh, but since we have already sent to the many people this program, about this program, so we can again sit according to the participant registered. We see the response from them. If it is required, then I think on 10th and 12th again we will sit up and finalize the next date of the final date of the program. Maybe now we are saying 2 months, so maybe in February, and first week of February it will be good for us. I think 10th of February is good for us to start the program. But we should not decide right now. I think maybe let's take 2 3 days, four
Okay.
five days time program.
Yes.
Today, till today, we did not found any. Few students have shown their interest. I've seen that they have trying to they tried to register the program, but they have not confirmed their participation.
Okay.
So in this way, you can say that that's okay. Uh, if you all are agreed to extend the date from February, maybe first week of then, then fine for us. We can re-advertise this one.
I have okay.
Yeah.
Sanjeev Mishra sir needs to say something.
Yeah.
He wants to say.
So, one thing essentially what I read Mridul and Munmun are saying, and that also is, I also second that opinion that some sort of marketing needs to be done. Okay. So, you are right. So, first of all, we need to understand we have to be very clear what we are offering. When our offering is almost zeroed in, right? Because I'm coming out of the experience when Sprint and IASC were together, and I was part of one of their, I took one of their verticals. So I am aware how the planning went through. So some sort of 70% accurate sort of thing you have to come up and say that we are doing, uh, namaskar. We are doing this, and once that is done, we have to market it, and market and engage, bodies, as Ashokji was saying, ISA could be one or anyone. So just delaying by 2 months does not mean that in these 2 months we have to market what we are trying to achieve.
Correct.
Right. Once we market that, that's a good thing, and then we have to see how this course can do two things. One is definitely, you know skill enhancement of the people or the student involved, or maybe professionals involved. And second thing beyond that will be how to have some, coupling ecosystem development, slow, maybe a small thing at a time, right? And also then leverage it for educating government officials or government bodies as well. So three objectives
Yes.
can be put, in the final string. But first, let's come up with a very good 70% accurate framework, what we are going to offer. And then on that offering, do some marketing, if required, maybe some investment need to be done to market, whether it's a social media or physical movement, or going to some places to, make the official aware about it. And then if these tools are done, then, marketing, then the third point, we will have some time in between while the courses is going on to find, sources of placement, and also how, uh, engaging with the different government bodies. So these are the roadmaps I see after the discussion with among us.
Um,
Yes, and one
Yeah.
thing which
So
one can do also is that we have a 7-day program planned, but then we can give them teasers. Maybe someone presents a shorter thing, and then that will be give their reward. Those who want to know, they get the reward by one presentation. And during that presentation, we can also leave that there's time for discussion, so there is interaction, and they can ask questions, and then they will be happy that they could have a discussion. I always have interactive part, which is almost as long as the presentation, just to get people's interest. And usually, after they have finished questions on the content, they come with ideas, and that's the interesting part of new things. So some of the lectures can be given a short version. So if it's a shorter version, and then at the 7-day program there's a full version, then it doesn't mind that we were talking about these things early, because it will address questions. So that's also possible and easy to arrange an online presentation, which is a bit shorter. And then it works as an advertisement, of course, also for the full course.
um,
okay. So uh, any more suggestion like?
Yes, I have a question. Like, I mean, as much I understand, this is the orientation program just to drive more and more student into the field of semiconductor, because in the eastern side this awareness is very less. Though many engineering colleges are there, awareness is very less, and to build a workforce so that the local, if any development comes in the local area, that can those students can get observed there, this kind of thing we are starting for that. So pilot, this episode is basically the top of the funnel, covering shallow depth, top of the funnel. Then we will go deeper with the specific training, as we discussed on in one meeting with Vibhuti sir. So is there any chance that we can interact, if not always with the with physically, although I mean we can interact with the students or departments of specified college. I mean, if we target some college, and for 30 minutes introduction, just to give a glimpse that what kind of program we want to start, and what, if that can encourage them to join this kind of project. Is it possible, since you have, Vibhuti sir, you have connection with the college, can we get the 15 to 20 minute slots to talk to them, to make
Yeah,
them
that
understand?
we can already. I have tied up with the Sitamari Institute of Technology. We have tied up the many other engineering colleges, Jammu engineering colleges, here in Patna, like RPS engineering colleges, Maulana Azad engineering colleges. I'll talk to them. If you want, all you want that in place of this orientation program charged orientation program. There should be just interaction program with the students.
Yeah,
One day.
15-20
You want
minutes just to interact, just to tell that there is a program we are planning specifically targeting the students of Bihar right now, because there we can see that there are some changes and probably some possibility is rising that something, some development can happen in this way, in this region. So we are preparing for that, and workforce development is that part of that. We are aiming for that uh, to contribute in the development of the regional development. So that's why we are here, and this is the thing what you expect from the program. And uh, at least I think if 100 students join, at least 10 to 15 they will say no, this is not our cup of tea, we will join something else, not this one. There are chance, but at least they must know what is inside semiconductor, what they need to do. Like, it's just to give them a glimpse. Is it
so
possible?
one thing can be done, like instead of going for 7 days orientation program, we can start with 1 day orientation program with the students of the many engineering colleges and the department heads, whoever wants to join this program. Make it something like 100 rupee charge. Like if you're not giving, can you free?
That
Yeah.
that we have done in radio physics and electronics department.
Mhm.
That we had done. Yes, 3 hours with basics, like what
Mhm.
you can expect, what are the job domains, what you need to know, what is
What is the
typically
ASIC flow? What is the IP
yes,
design flow?
that kind of
And
we have, we
where does
already
the
covered.
ASIC, FPGA, all these things come and differ and common, and
That
etc.
really kids get interested. Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
So if you take like 100 rupee charge or something, 100 is okay, also okay. Then can we fix the date, the same date, 15th of
Okay,
this,
Ashok sir will drop
or
off now. So I have a question. Oh, okay, he already left. Can we
Mhm.
form a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group kind of, so that we can, if any idea or anything, we
Yes.
can share?
that we can do that.
That is good. I mean, feedback, and easily we can circulate all the data together. And if any documentation is required, if we develop any one of us, so we can share with anyone, with everyone in the group. That is possible.
So today, at least today, we can finalize that there will be 1 day orientation program on 15th, so that whoever wants to participate in the program, they will participate, and then we'll go ahead to next round of later 7 day orientation program. Is it okay for you?
Okay, so what should be the content of that 1 day orientation
I
program?
I need to drop. You guys continue.
Okay.
Yeah. So, 1 day orientation program is something like what is VLSI and why to join VLSI's course, like why semiconductor in Bihar, like what are the prospect job prospects and in Bihar in different countries, how much salary they will get after getting trained from us, like that.
Yes, yes, I think that can be a good kind of teaser. I think Michelle was telling about the teaser. I think this will work as a live teaser rather than a recorded one, so that students get engaged. I think right now the IIT placement season is going on. This is the December, so I somewhere I came across the news that is that the placement campusing is going on. So I think other colleges I don't know about whether they are going through placement or something. So with interacting with colleges also, that data you have to also check that whether the campusing is going on or not.
Okay, I think we'll take care of maybe participation is a must. Okay,
Yes.
And Vibhuti, I
so
will suggest, you have reached out to several colleges,
yeah.
see what is the response you have. Okay, and then we should again reassemble on, around December 10th kind of a thing, just to see like, okay, what is the response and all those
Yeah.
things, and what questions they have actually in the mind. Okay. Yeah, Munmun and Mirdal is both are quite seasoned in terms of driving the training kind of a thing, and you are also quite passionate and then experienced in driving the similar, so you people can make almost a day kind of program. And
Yes.
and Mikhail, Sanjeev Misra, Ashok Misra, me, or Vasi, or anyone from this thing, like, okay, can do a little fill up kind of a thing just to show the strength of the the team here, who can be around in the whole skilling process kind of a thing. Okay, so don't look for like, okay, whether there is a registration fee or not kind of a thing, doesn't make sense. But more importantly, like, okay, we should be able to roll out something which has more attached to vision, right? So long term vision, right? So that's very important. So my suggestion is wait for the feedback till in the next couple of days, and then reassemble on 10th, and then also look at it like, okay, how we can structure the the content for 4 hours, 6 hours, whatsoever things that we are thinking of. And then maybe we can take little time from Mikhail where he can share his experiences with the team, with the participants, or either of us kind of a thing, right? So whole idea is to demonstrate that yes, there is a backup of strong experts and right intent, and then if the same college is excited to participate in a more the deeper way, or want to introduce some course and all those things, then we can formulate the course, work with the institution, those kind of a thing can be possible, right? So, uh, the wait the feedback and then reassemble on 10th. I think that may be a good strategy, because right now a lot of things we are just trying to throw, in a blind stage kind of a thing, right? So we don't know who are the participants and this
Actually,
thing.
that is why I wanted to start. If even if we have a 5, 6 student, 10 student for this program, and let's do it, we'll make them success. Then we'll try give them some success story that if they will tell others that we had a very good training session with a lot of experts. That the same student will gather other students of the same engineering colleges, and they will come to us. That's why my I wanted, like, let's have a 7 days program. Even if we have a few number of students, let's start with that. The same bunch of experts. That is why I wanted. Uh, Now it is better to sit again on 10th or 12th, 10th maybe.
Yeah, I
Today's,
mean,
today's yeah.
see, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, the format we can the workout, like, okay, whether it has to be a daily lectures or it has to be weekly lectures or whatsoever kind of a thing, right? So those things will come to know when we know our audience, right? So that is very
Yes.
very important. So,
So what I
but yeah, if we just want to set the ball rolling kind of a thing, then I agree that one day, 2 day, the workshops can be possible, and but essentially, you need to have a commitment kind of a thing from certain institutions, right? So that we know that there are like committed audience are there, and then we understand the profiles of those students also, or the participants also, right? So the experts can mold their lectures based on the the profile of the people, rather than something talking very very generic every time.
yeah.
Yes,
And
That is
I
one
think IPRO is
suggestion,
good.
yeah, one suggestion
Uh,
from my side, that in the web page there should be a kind of registration link, like a Google form or something.
it is
Uh,
there. It is there.
It is.
okay, it is there, right?
I just I'll show you that. I'll show you.
Okay.
This is the web page.
Meanwhile, Vibhuti take the input from Mikhail. Mikhail has to say something. I have to also now. It's like a hard drop for me, and you
It is
people
this is the
can
program. You can register
summarize
here.
something for
yes.
everyone. Yeah.
Mikhail, yes, Mikhail was saying something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
because
No. No.
Yeah, please.
Sanjeev has experience already. I have been built up a silicon carbide platform, and there we have forum from time to time.
See, something
And in the
like this is
beginning,
happening.
it is very few who come. Next time, when you continue and continue, it's growing. And also, I have met Waterman of India, and he was convinced about digging at the right place to get the water. And the first one he started, he was digging himself, and people were watching. He was crazy, they said.
No,
Why is
absolutely.
digging like that?
You're right.
But since he was convinced, he continued, and then people started to help him because he
Yeah.
believed in his thing.
No, I mean, the Rajendra ji is like, very, uh,
Yes.
very good example actually. Like, okay, how a person has started in Rajasthan and make it.
He knows me very well. Rajendraji was our guest in Bihar Science
Yes,
Conference
yes.
with
I would
Bihar.
like to complete my proposal here. If we have a registration link similar for the 100 rupee session, and that is floated on the colleges, maybe using a QR code, because
We'll change this. We'll
yeah,
change it for 100 rupees session. We'll
yeah,
No,
start it.
no.
We'll change
We are
it.
no,
saying that 100 rupee session is just for giving an overview or
just a kickstart.
kickstart.
So
That's
Just the
fine.
first glimpse.
glimpse,
Okay.
Like, yes,
trailer of a movie.
trailer of a movie.
What I'm doing right now, what I'm doing now, we will be making one more link for 100 rupees session, or one day
Okay.
orientation program. On 10th again we
Nice.
will discuss and finalize. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Sure, sure. That's great.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
then see you guys. Mikhail, thank you very much for joining. I know this is Saturday, and then we hold you not to have your lunch, and then take your dog out for anything. We will connect
Yeah,
again. But thank you very much for your
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
Thank you,
Really
Sanjeev.
So
appreciate.
I think 10th in the same time we will meet again.
Yes.
10th
Okay,
Yes.
let's form the WhatsApp group and
WhatsApp
we
group.
share there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sanjeev ji. Thank you, Mike Mikhail. Thank you, Mridul ji and Munmun ji.
Thank you
Thank you.
all.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Uh, yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
Mridul ji can be here for some time with me.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure,
Yeah,
sure,
sure,
and
sure.
sure, sure.
just
Okay,
to
thank
give
you.
you like a perspective, in Sweden, we never decide the critical actions on the same meeting kind of a thing. So it never happens. So just don't
All
think that okay
all
in a
night.
meeting everything will be
Yes.
sorted out. Kind.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Okay then, but good meeting with all of you at one place kind of a thing. So that was
Yeah,
important.
we have just
It's a
started. We
great
will make it.
brainstorming.
We will
Yeah.
make it happen because
Okay.
so many heads
Yeah,
together.
you are the young guys. You have to drive the thing. So we'll just
You are
follow you.
not that old.
We have crossed 40, so we
Okay,
are not that much young. So we are already old.
relatively young kind of a thing.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay then, we'll talk later. Yeah, bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Fine.
Sure.
I'll also
Thank you,
do that.
Mikhail.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, Mridul ji can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
May we stop
Now,
recording now?
Stop.
yeah, stop recording. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Okay.